The reunion tent smelled like cut fruit and sun-warmed plastic chairs when my phone buzzed. I was holding my baby whose name had been whispered into her skin before she ever learned to breathe. A cousin leaned in to coo, smiling too wide. "What a beautiful name," she said. "Margaret? Strong. Traditional." The word hit me wrong. It slid through my chest like a foreign object. Margaret. I didn't answer. I looked down at my daughter's face. Sleep-soft, milk-drunk, perfect, and felt something split behind my eyes without making a sound. Margaret was not her name. The tent hummed with laughter and clinking glasses. My mother-in-law stood across the lawn, holding court, radiant in linen, already telling the story. I watched her mouth shape the lie I hadn't yet heard. I remembered the hospital ceiling, the antiseptic sting, the sudden darkness after the anesthesiologist said, "Count backward." I remembered waking to applause. A baby on my chest. A bracelet already snapped around her wrist. At the time, I was too weak to ask questions. Now, standing at a family reunion I hadn't planned, surrounded by people who believed they knew my child, I understood something had been taken while I was unconscious. And it wasn't just a name. I smiled when people spoke to me. I always smile first. It disarms them. Inside, I replayed the early days like security footage. The nurse who avoided my eyes. The birth certificate folder already filled out, my signature nudged into place while my hands still shook. "You can change it later," my husband had said too quickly. "She just helped," he'd added, meaning his mother. Help is a soft word. It hides knives. I'd chosen the name during my 7th month, whispering it to my belly in the dark. A name from my side of the family. A name my mother used to hum like a prayer. My mother-in-law never liked it. "It sounds modern," she'd said once, lips tight. Margaret has history. History, to her, meant ownership. At the reunion, she told the story louder with each telling. How she had suggested the name when I was out of it. How everyone agreed it fit better. How grateful I'd been afterward. "You were so tired, dear." I watched my husband laugh along, his eyes never meeting mine. That hurt more than the theft. Because names are not just sounds. They are declarations. And while I was unconscious, someone had declared my child as theirs. I didn't confront anyone. I went quiet. At night, while the baby slept on my chest, I researched hospital policy. Consent forms. Signature timestamps. I requested records under the pretense of insurance confusion. Paper never lies. People do. I compared handwriting. Dates. The minute the certificate was filed, I found the nurse's note, name confirmed with paternal grandmother present. Present. I ordered a copy of the audio recording. Hospitals keep standard procedure, they said, for liability. My voice was barely there. Slurred. Fading. Then hers. Clear. Certain. "This is what she would want," my mother-in-law said on the recording. She told me. She hadn't. I listened to it 3 times. Not because I needed proof. Because I needed to feel the exact shape of the betrayal. Outwardly, I attended dinners. I passed the baby around. I let them call her Margaret. Inside, I planned. The reunion was her idea. One big family, all witnesses present. She wanted applause. I wanted truth. I asked her to sit with me an hour before dessert. I placed the documents on the table between us. Neat. Clinical. "I listened to the recording," I said. Her smile flickered. "Just once. You were unconscious," I continued. "Legally unable to consent. You spoke for me." She reached for the papers. I slid them back. That name isn't hers, I said. You knew that. Silence expanded. She tried tears. Tried righteousness. Tried calling me ungrateful. I stayed still. Finally, she whispered, I did what was best. That was the moment. Not because she admitted it, because she didn't regret it. At dessert, she stood to make a toast. I stood too. I thanked everyone for coming, for loving my daughter, for celebrating her. Then I corrected them. I was unconscious when her name was changed, I said calmly. Without my consent. Gasps. Forks paused midair. I held up the documents. Not waving, just present. My daughter's name is Elena, I finished. And it always has been. I didn't look at my mother-in-law. I didn't have to. Later, I packed quietly. My husband didn't stop me. Names can be corrected. Records amended. Power reclaimed. But trust, once renamed, never returns to its original form. I kissed my daughter's forehead and whispered her real name. It fit. And for the first time since waking up in that hospital bed, I felt awake. Fully. Permanently.